Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you were new. Today we are going to be talking about what polishes I wore for the month of September. I wore 2 pedicures for the month and 6 manicures, wore multiple polishes. I think I counted like 14 or 15 polishes, which is not usually quite as much as I generally do. Most of the time I try to do more polish, but it just didn't go that way this time, so there's that. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to start off with the pedicures that I wore for the month. I did get 2 pedicures in. The first one I wore was the Cult Classic Shake Your Shamrock from Dreamland Lacquer. This is a beautiful bright neon green with blue shimmer. I don't know about you guys, but this polish is stunning. I picked it up when it first came out, and when she brought it back for Rewind for July of this year, I picked up a second bottle because I knew I was going to love this polish. Even though I hadn't worn it, I knew I was going to love it. So I put it on my toes for the early September, and you guys, this blew me away. I could not stop staring at my feet. It was so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. It is a gorgeous polish. I can see why it sold out the first time and why they brought it back the second time, because so many people wanted this polish, and I hope if you wanted it, you were able to get your hands on this polish because it is totally worth it. It is so glowy, so beautiful. Formula was really good on this one. It was opaque in 2 coats, dried quickly. Absolutely loved it. The last pedicure that I wore for September is Orly's Kitsch You Later. That is a polish I talked about in August monthly manis. I think I had said I didn't like it on me specifically. I like it better on my toes than I liked it on my fingers. I don't know what it was about it. I just didn't care for it on me, on my fingers for some reason. On my toes, I wasn't sure about it at first either, but it did really grow on me. It was kind of like a creamsicle orange, and it was perfect to round out, summer. It was really fun. It wore really well on me. I just took it off yesterday, and I had this polish on for a little over a week. I think I took it off. It did start to chip after a week for some reason, and I don't do base coat on my toes, so that could be why. But it did wear really well, and I did enjoy the color. So now we're going to get into manicures that I wore. I did not have manicures I didn't really like, I don't think. I think each of these I enjoyed pretty much just about the same. The first one I went with was Nails Inc. Longing for Leicestershire Square. This is a 45-second speedy gloss polish. It is a beautiful cobalt blue, one of my favorites. I've talked about that line before, so I don't want to. I've talked about that polish line before. I don't want to talk about it too much because lots of you guys have heard about Nails Inc. and how much I enjoy their speedy gloss polishes. This one I put on. I wanted something on my nails, and I tend to use these polishes when I don't have a lot of time to wait for my manicures to dry. I did put this one on. I did not do a topper on it. I kind of just left it on its own. Usually I do a topper with this kind of polish, but I didn't get around to it. Really fun manicure. I loved the bright, bold blue that this polish was. Really fun. The next one was a 2-toned mani. I do these periodically, trying to do different combos and see what I like and what I don't like. This one actually I enjoyed. It didn't wear great, but sometimes that just happens. I did have chipping with this manicure after a few days, so I did take it off. I wore Wildflower Lacquer's Anthophyll 2.0, which is an almost 1-coat polish. Gorgeous polish. If you have it and haven't worn it yet, try to pull it out because you will fall in love with this one. Then with that, I paired a Cupcake polish. We're All Mad Here. That is a polish pickup item I got, and you guys, it is beautiful. Now, the Cupcake polish chipped on me, whereas the Wildflower Lacquer one didn't chip on me, but the Cupcake one did, so I'm not sure what happened. I did end up with a chip on my index finger, I think. With this manicure, I did the 2-tone. I wore the Cupcake polish on my pinky, ring finger, and thumb of my left hand, and then I reversed it on the other hand, where I did the pinky, ring finger, and thumb was the Wildflower Lacquer polish. That's kind of how I do it. Just change things up. I love a good 2-tone manicure, and I love changing it up this way. It makes it fun. It gives me more opportunities and just changes it up a little bit to where it's not all the same. So I did enjoy this, but again, the Cupcake one did chip on me after a couple days, and I'm not sure what happened. I did the prep the same way, so I don't know what happened there, but did really enjoy that one. The next polish I went in with is one that I have not wore. I've had this in my collection for a little bit. It's OPI's Never a Dullest Moment. It is a really pretty, like, not really canary yellow, but it's in between like a canary and a pastel yellow. And then I went over top of it with Indie by Patti Lopez Vein Barber, which is a blue and red reflective glitter topper. The combo I don't think worked. I liked the yellow polish from OPI, but I think the color combo of the topper wasn't quite what it should have been. My husband had mentioned where he's like, well, I think if you would have done a different topper, the red and the blue isn't really going with the yellow quite so much. I think he's right in that sense. I didn't really like how it looked, but I had it on. I thought I wanted a yellow, so I put that on. The formula of the yellow was really nice. It was a 2 to 3 coater. Don't think I had any issues with that one. It just wasn't quite the combo that I thought it was going to be, but by the time I'd gotten the topper put on, and I'm like, I'm not going to take it off, so I did leave that on for a few days. The next polish I wore, so I wanted something pretty on my nails, and I went in with Nails Ink. It's a corally pink, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'll try to put it here in the video, but this was beautiful. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It wore really nicely. I was happy to have something on my nails for that little procedure I had to have done, and nobody said anything about it. I wasn't sure if they would holler at me or not, but they actually didn't, so that was exciting. The next polish that I pulled out is a new to me polish. I initially went in with one from BCB Lacquer, and it wasn't dark enough for my liking. I wanted something dark and vampy, and that one wasn't cutting it. So I had a order from Potion Polish come in, and I got this one in Glueween, I think is how they say it, or I think that's how they say it. This is a really beautiful, deep purple polish, like a blurple polish, and then it has copper shimmer in here as well, and holographic flakes. You guys have to let me know what you think, but this polish was beautiful. It was opaque in 2 coats. Now, I will say with this one, I was terrified it was going to stain my nails. So when I took it off a couple days after I put it on, I was like, I'm probably going to have a mess under there. It's probably stained and everything. It didn't stain at all. I was so excited. I tripled up on base coat, and it did not stain my nails. So that was a huge relief. But while I had it on, I got compliments on it, and everybody loved it. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was a gorgeous polish. So the last manicure I wore, I got off of Carolina Gotta Love Polish's YouTube channel. She wore a manicure recently that had multiple polishes, and I thought it looked so fun. So I let her know, hey, I'm going to copy this. I think this is a neat idea. I'm going to copy that from you. So what I pulled out was Orly's Here Comes the Sun, Orly Midnight Oasis, China Glaze Loves You a Latte, OPI It's a Piazza Cake, and OPI Have Your Panettone and Eat It Too. This is the closest I could get to Carolina's manicure. I think she used It's a Piazza Cake in there as well, but the other polishes she used I did not have in my collection, so I kind of just went and picked and chose what I could find. You guys, this was fun. This was such a fun manicure. Really fun. I did not get stamping done like I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to put a topper on over these like I wanted to. I just left it as is. I wore it for a couple days. It did start to look a little bit worn on me. I think the base coat, I've been trying to use up an older base coat, and I think that's part of my problem. I notice the difference when I use older base coats versus the newer ones. They don't all work the same, but I'm trying to use up one base coat to just get rid of it. And I think that's part of why my manicures don't always last that good, because of the base coat. So anyway, this was a fun manicure. I loved how it turned out. It was really fun. Out of my comfort zone a little bit because of the color choices, but I thought it was fun nonetheless. So thank you, Carolina, for the mani inspo. I enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I do just wish I would have gotten some stamping done, because she made her manicure look beautiful with fall stamping, and I did not get around to that this time, but I loved the manicure. It was definitely one of my favorites. I think my top pick for manicures, though, has to go with that Potion Polish Glueween polish. That's going to be my top for September. I wanted a vampy polish, and this did not disappoint. It was absolutely gorgeous. Love this polish. One of my favorites. So if you can get your hands on a couple from Potion polish, definitely try to. These are really good quality polishes. And again, I was shocked this one didn't stain. I was terrified my nails were going to be stained, but they weren't. So I was one happy girl. So that's it, guys. That is everything they wore for the month of September. Hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. I upload videos every single week talking all about nail polish and would love to have you join the family. So that's it. Hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you later.